Welcome to Angry Potato Gamers channel. I haven't been posting videos in a while, but now I might return with Football Manager 2021. I completed a full season now, and I thought, why will not record the best moments of the season? Because it was a season of success, and you might get some tips and tricks to help you out in your gameplay. First, I need to apologize for my Football Manager being in Portuguese. The really mess ups when I changed it to English. The attributes changed the place and the names are not so descriptive as in my native language. But worry not, I will guide you through it. In case of any doubt, just drop a comment and I will answer the fastest I can. Now for the setup of the game. I wanted to start with a new challenge, so I picked up Coimbrões. Coimbrões are part of the Portuguese Championship in the kind of third division, but not really third division, because let me show you here. So we have the first division, where is Benfica, Sporting and Porto. We have the second league, and now we have the third division, but this is new. This wasn't here. I was playing in Portuguese Championship that is divided in series, Serie A, Serie B, and have lots of them. I was playing in Serie C, and I picked Coimbrões because it's very close to where I live now. Let me show you here through the menu. When I start a new game, career, and you can select a club. I went to Portugal, Portuguese Championship, because you can't pick third league here. Third league just appear after one season in game, and there's a ton of teams here because they are divided by series. Then I picked Coimbrões. I went here to advanced settings. You might need to wait a little bit, and this seems actually like my configuration here. Only the Portuguese leagues are playable. The database, I select big database, but actually I went to advanced settings as well. I went to Portugal, here in the countries, and selected every option in the checkbox to add the maximum amount of players in my country. This gives me an amount of players, 31,000 more or less. Speed of the game is 4.5 stars, so what is pretty good, and I was happy with the result, and bang, I just started the game. Now when I started the game, in more or less 1 week, I already had a game, so this was my first 11 players. I got Fabio Santos as a goalkeeper, have a poor 101. On the right I got Ricardo Pedrosa, 32 years old. As center back I got Ericsson and Raul Martins, more two players with some age already. Then I got Diogo Portela as left fullback. Not much speed for a left back, but he did the job. As an attacking midfielder I got Tom, also again another 34 years old player, not much speed. In the middle I got Mario Pereira and Mikoli. On the right I got Pedro Tavares, again another old player, and Prince von Cut. On the left, this one has some speed, what is very good. And as a striker I got Thiago Lapa, that at first overall seems that have a poor mental attributes, but have some speed and finishing. Then I got my subs. In friendlies I tried to get one player per position, so at halftime or at 60 minutes I change everyone in the field. Also here I already have a new player here, Leonidas, and let me show you before entering the match what kind of things I do before I start to play. So like I said, the first thing I do is really go through the players. That's really a basic thing that you need to do. One of my favorite tips is that I try to avoid old players, because I've been playing Football Manager for a long time, and when players are old they will decrease their attributes. I will show you an example. I will pick a player that I really liked, that was Tom. This guy here had 33 years old at the time, really a good player technically, and even the mental attributes were okay, but his physique was like 10 to 12 in some attributes here, and just in one season this decreased to 8 and 9s. He was an extremely good player, but I was afraid to bring it into the new season because of these physical attributes being always getting worse now. So tip 1 is get some new players for the positions where you have old players. In my case, with the team that I showed you, I picked the 4-2-3-1 tactic, press. Also because I like to have the possession of the ball and run for the ball. I like and I want my players to have good physical attributes. Physical attributes in lower leagues are really important. The mentality, I choose positive mentality because I want to control the game. With the ball, I pick these options here. Usually I just change the shoot whenever possible, and I think the other part was really okay. Here in transition, I don't really think that I changed much. If we lose the ball, I really want high pressure and I want to recover the ball as fast as possible in order to go again to their goal and try to score. And at the time I felt like my goalkeeper was okay, my left back was also okay. These guys here were kind of old, but they will do it. My right fullback was also old and I probably needed a replacement. In the middle I was okay. At the sides, for the time being, the left and right forwards had some velocity, so I was not very worried in these positions. Even though here I started playing with the older player, then I changed to this one. In the middle I had Tom, that I knew that his physical attributes were always decreasing and I needed a replacement. And as a striker I just had one player, so I really needed a backup for a striker. I'll try to go for the transfer historic here. Historic of transfers last season. So I got these players here. The first two players entered in August. I picked Leonidas as an attacking midfielder, but actually he had some striker attributes, you know. I was searching for a striker and I found this guy, and anyway I decided to give him a contract, and I thought that was a good replacement for Tom. But then I realized that he was also very good as a striker, so I started playing him in that position, and he went from 1 star as a striker to 3.5 stars now, and he rebuilt to be a good striker, and he was really important in last season. I also got this left back. That was a really good backup for my other left back that didn't have much velocity, and he can do almost all the positions in the left. It's always good to have a player like this. And then in the market at the half of the season I got 3 players because I made a contract with Rio Ave in order for them to give me some players as loan. This is really useful in the lower leagues, but I just recommend you to ask your president like in a couple of months, because whenever you start your game, unless your president is a cool guy, you will not get the possibility to establish a partnership with another football club. Now, because I'm not even using another software to look for the players, I'm really just using the in-game search for the players, and this is really based on your staff. So your staff knowledge is really important. For example, mine now is a little better. I have some staff that knows a lot of some countries, but at the time when I started this, I just had Portugal and a couple of information in 1 or 2 of these ones, and was really bad because I only got Portuguese guys and some Brazilian guys. But sometimes you have some talent in other countries and that you can't search because it's not possible for your staff to know about them. So in order to find good players, what I usually do, I will clean this here. In lower leagues probably you don't have money for transfers, so you want to look for free agents. Here usually for these leagues I pick like 29 years old is okay. This will cut some players that don't have physical attributes. Then you can pick a position, but don't do it. Don't pick a position here. Leave this alone. Pick just the age and the contract, and now in the attributes pick the function that you need. For example, if you want a striker, in Portuguese it's called ponta de lança. You pick striker, its position, and this will give you the attributes. Now in a lower league what you can do is lower this already to 10 or something. Probably will need to decrease this even more. Select OK. Oh, I got some players here. Okay, when I get some players, usually what I do is clicking this plus sign. Okay, if the average is 11, there is no players that fill the requirements, but if you lower this one, it's enough to have 5 players here. Okay, let's see the players. So you can check for their attributes here, but be careful because our average is very low. But if the player have everything at 10, probably will not be that good, and that can happen. So you might want to check for players like this, you know. For example, 20 years old. Of course, you don't want to come to my team because it's a pretty good player. But you want to find this. You want to find the good players in the short list. What you can do also is here in the exclude button, you can deselect this. This should be on by default. But if you want to see your players here, you just deselect and your players will appear here. My players don't appear because I have the without contract, but if I put, for example, any, and what I usually do when I want without any kind of contract, I pick here, I go to the contract, salary, and I input more or less the double that I can offer. For example, I can leave like 500 for now. Okay. And this will get me some players. This is cool because sometimes they are really low, sometimes they can be in the transfer, listed for transfer, sometimes you can already approach them for a contract if their contract is close to expire. That's really why that option is good. If I go and lower this by 1, I can find my own player here. Leonidas is here, what is a good sign. But it just appeared now because its anticipation is at 9, and now the average of all the attributes selected here for a striker are at 9. But if I put 10, it will not appear here. Now some more really fast tips and tricks. Here you can see the cohesion of your team. Usually when you start a game, this will be really low, and you might want to, in the training, my team is not professional, so they only have training like 2 times a week and a game. But you might want to change this. Instead of training all the field players, you might want to go for game preparation and work your tactics. That will give you some cohesion or teamwork. Also a slightly increase the cohesion here to increase the dynamic of the team. This will actually inflict some damage in your team's performance. So you might want this to go at least at medium, and then with time, if your players like you, this will increase a little bit more, and their players will be playing as they should. In the schedule, we will wait until we are a professional team to create a more in-depth schedule. And here in the resting, I really recommend you to put here without any work when your energy is very weak. Here alpha intensity, normal intensity, also normal intensity, and double intensity if they have the full condition. Putting this here will automatically adjust the settings here. As I said in the staff, is important for you to get staff that have more knowledge of other countries. So for example here, I think the best one that I got this season was Sergio Late, because you have other countries here like England, Romania, Spain and Chypre, and these might increase the overall knowledge of my department, of my scouting department, and will increase the player base that I can get when searching for players like I showed you in the last step. And that's all the tips I think for now. So stick by if you like this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe.